Hi, just a quick update on things here in Levka. As usual, I start doing work and forget to video. So we've done quite a bit already. I did do a bit of a video early on. I'd already done quite a bit of clearing then. This was all 5 foot high, dried out weeds when we arrived all over here. So we've done quite a bit of clearing and it was covered in dead grapes and plums from last year. We've done a fair bit already, but there's still a lot to do. So we're just getting started properly now. The past 2 weeks since we arrived has been a bit crazy because we had family staying, so we were just doing holiday stuff with them. And then the electric stopped working and our camper broke. It's been in a garage in Haskovo for 8 days now, but it's the Easter weekend in Bulgaria, so probably won't get it to next week. We've done a fair bit of shopping, getting bits and pieces. The builders are booked to come in about a month and do the inside of the cottage, and I'm just getting started in the garden, more in the garden. So some of our plants have survived, some hasn't. It's all gone a bit crazy because we didn't know we were going to be away for a year and a half. So we didn't have anybody booked to come and sort the garden. So as you can see, the rose bushes have gone crazy. There's little baby plant trees growing everywhere that shouldn't be, that need cut down. All my pruning and hard work has disappeared, but it's fine. The grapes obviously haven't been pruned, so they're needing done. We'll get that done. So here's some plants waiting to go in. And we've got to clear paths again. All of these paths were, if you see this here, that there, the big tall weed, that is how high the weeds were everywhere. Big tall dead weeds like that everywhere. My border path here that I'd done was completely disappeared and overgrown. I've got the rough shape of it out, needs done properly, but rough shape of it back out. Some things have survived. I've got the rosemary that I grew from scratch, the wild strawberries, and I bought some more strawberry plants. A few of the bulbs that we put in, I was in the middle of planting bulbs and we left without getting them all planted, so I didn't actually put many in, but just a few have come. Some more rosemary that I grew from seed. This honeysuckle has done marvellously without us. It's doing really well. This one, you can see where it had started growing this year and then there was a late frost and it killed it off, but it's still doing okay. The soil's not very good on that side, whereas it's really good on that side. So as you can see, that's affected these, but I think it's going to come, because we weren't here to water it or anything last year, but I think it will come fine. See, when I pull off a bit like that, I'm just going to stick that in some water and see if it will root. Rather unhappy looking euonymus, I think it's called, that I planted, but this was completely overgrown with weeds. The things that I'd planted were totally overgrown with weeds, so a lot of them have not. Some of them haven't survived, some of them have, but not done very well without MD to water and weed them. And some more of that rosemary that I grew from seed. Oh, it's so nice. There's a tamarisk that I grew from a cutting that has managed to survive. I think that's something that I planted, but I'm not sure what it is. We'll see. But as you can see, everything's really overgrown. So we're clearing, and then we're going to get Meatco to come with his big petrol strimmer and strim down once I've cleared everything so he can see what's getting done. The boys will hopefully be putting a concrete base here. We left the old pool so that it would keep that area weed free for working on for this year. This is the pile of stuff that we've pulled up so far. Need to clear all this. We're going to have a go at doing some paths. These didn't do well, again probably because there was nobody here to water them while they were young, but I'd put in 2 firs and they haven't grown at all. Well, they have, but they've died off. Red robin that I've just put in, and there's a few things that have survived. We'll go around and see them. This, some of them don't have any buds, so I'm not sure if they're alive or not, but I'll leave them and water them for a month and see what happens. Whatever was there has died. Lots of cherry tree stuff needing cut down, but we'll get that done with the strimmer. This spirea has survived and is thriving now that it's been de-weeded. Something here is just hanging on, so it's budding. It will get water and sun and should come. Again, this is one that there's no signs of life yet, but the roots are strong, so we'll see. The other probably dead fir tree, that one's quite wobbly. I don't think there's much hope for it, but we'll just give it a chance. Sometimes things come back. This again, looking fairly dead, but it's solidly rooted, so we'll wait and see. There might be a shoot coming out in that, I don't know. This, I don't think there's anything in that one. The hazelnut tree, time will tell whether anything will come out in that. This one's looking okay. The buddly eye is going to be absolutely fine. You can see all the fresh shoots coming out. I missed a plant there that I always miss. There, yeah, there's another one here. It's because it doesn't have the pole next to it to show where it is, but that one's doing okay. Said hazelnut, we're not sure of. This is bursting forth since it's had all the grass pulled away from around it. I wasn't sure if it was going to survive just a few days ago when I found it under the grass because there was no, just dead leaves. But it's really responding to be out in the sun. Something doing fine here. I don't know what anything is anymore because all the packaging is worn away. This was, I think, a berry bush of some kind and is possibly dead, but we'll give it a chance. This is a damson plum, and I think it might come. Not sure, we'll wait and see. This is doing fine. And this was my magnolia, which is not looking too healthy, but again, it seems to be well rooted, so I mean, I would have thought there would have been something out in it by now if it was going to grow, but we'll give it a little bit longer and see. But yeah, and this was a kiwi, which never really came. The whole, after I planted it, I kept looking after it and it didn't really come, so probably not going to burst into life, but we'll give it a little chance and see. And I can move some honeysuckle over there if it doesn't. That's the garden. This is a seed from this cherry tree. It's a wild seeded one. Now these are all going to come down, and this cherry tree needs to come down. That's the other cherry tree over there because it's just dead. So I've left that one to grow up to replace this one that's fallen down. So we will just leave that to grow, and all these will come down, and that will is in a better spot as well because the pool's going over there. It'll give us a bit more, not have too many trees too close to the pool. Give us a bit more space. We can pull the pool this way a little bit away from this, because this tree won't be here. And that'll take it away a little bit from these two so we can have a slightly larger pool. So that's all what needs done here. I'm just seeing there's a cat. That's Anna's cat. Lovely cat. But it's taking its life into its hands coming in here. It knows Miley's here now. But obviously it's been coming in here while we've been away. So it thinks it can come here now. But Miley will not be pleased when you see it, will you, Miley? No. Miley's really happy to be home. So that's what we've got to clear up. So we've got to clear all this up and make it look nice again. Because we're unlikely to be here long enough at a stretch now for the next few years anyway, next couple of years anyway, to grow veggies. This was the veggie beds. So I'm just going to sort out these boxes, get some wood, build them up properly, and put soil in and just use them for shrubs and flower beds, I think, and just have a ornamental garden around here. Eventually this apple tree will be bigger and we'll have a nice seat going around it, underneath it is the plan. But that's a few years down the line. But lots of clearing and tidying, and that's going to be my job for the next month or so, is getting this garden looking good again. And then the boys will come and do the inside, and then we've got family coming out the end of June for a couple of weeks, and we'll have a nice house for them. And we can have a peek inside. It's a bit crazy at the moment. I tidied it up a bit yesterday, but obviously we have our doors and windows now. Hello Jay, we're just in a little update film of where we're at the moment. We're just in a little update film of where we're at the moment. Here's the messy bedroom because somebody doesn't make beds when he gets up in the morning. But this is our little oasis of calm, isn't it, Jay?
Sorry.
This is our little oasis of calm, isn't it?
Yes.
In the middle of the craziness. So this is, you know, when it gets too much, all the mess and everything, we just come in here. The TV is a Samsung, and it would never accept our Bulgarian broadband. But things obviously must have improved in Bulgaria in the year and a half we've been gone, because now it's happy to accept it and doesn't think it's a crazy security risk that's going to blow up the internet anymore. So we can actually get connected to Netflix. We don't watch TV per se. We just choose what to watch on Netflix and Amazon and stuff. We can do that on the telly now. And yeah, this is our little oasis of calm, not looking very calm. Toys ready for when the kids come out in July. And what is happening now is from this wall in the line over, which takes you to halfway through there. There's going to be a false wall put there, or a wall put there, and then a wall coming over here. And this area is going to be the shower room. Do you want to go in to show the sort of size of it, Jay? So it's that wide, and then can you do the same that way? Just stand with your arms outstretched so we can move forward a little bit, because, yeah, get against the wall, mister. So that wide. It's big enough. I mean, I love big bathrooms, but we're not having one. That's all there is to it. We bought a small house. But that's going to be big enough for a decent shower room. It'll be a comfortable shower. Not spacious, but comfortable. And then, this is the kitchen. This is going to be the sitting room. Eventually, we're knocking through there into an extension, which will be the master bedroom. And that will become the guest bedroom. But that's later. So this is currently our kitchen, and everything's just full of stuff that was brought inside before we went away. We've got to get everything cleared out and make this clean and livable again, which is a bit of a challenge with Jay, who thinks that absolutely everything that might be useful should be right at your fingertips at all times. Don't you, Jay? Cupboards, no. Bad idea. Yeah, don't put anything away.
Just get lost.
Yeah. So this is currently our kitchen. New purchases. We have a microwave, we have a kettle, and we have a coffee machine. And that's it. That's our kitchen at the moment. And a little kitchen area there, but it needs a bit more tidying up. But this wall here is going to have a big archway put in it that's going to take up most of the wall, opening through into the sitting room area. So we have a open plan kitchen sitting room, because this room is just going to be a big sofa, really, mostly. But it will make it much more open because you've got that archway going through. And eventually I want the patio door out into the veranda there. But that's where we're at. Got some flowers on the window. It's always good to have the flowers out. And I have rambled for ages. So yeah, this is all going to be by July. This ceiling needs to be replaced. The floors are all going to be re-levelled. The plaster fixed up in all the rooms. The old sink taken out from there. And this will be an extra little sort of sitting area here that we will put like a little 2-seater sofa bed in. So that gives extra bedding. Obviously the fridge freezer will be in the kitchen. So these 2 rooms need new ceilings. And the other 2 are nice plaster ceilings that just need fixed up a bit. But we'll see what it's like after the electrics are done. Because all new electrics need, so we'll see how this plaster survives that. Plaster and floor. Everything's worse in this room than it is in any of the other rooms. I think it settles a little bit at the back here. Or has done in the past. I don't think it's getting any worse necessarily. But that's where you have a little bit of movement. And yeah, so that's it. So that's us, and from now until July, and hopefully by then you'll be seeing a fully functional 1-bedroom cottage with an extra sofa bed, sleeping space, stroke study in the hallway there, and a nice looking garden with a pool, just an above ground inflatable pool for this year, but aircon in there hopefully. Yeah. It's our room. So we'll catch you later and show you the progress that we make. Yeah. Cheers, bye.